Hey everyone, welcome to Dit Dot. My name's Amanda. Tonight I'm trying a new dish. I've made it before, different variations, but every time I cook, it's slightly different since I don't cook with recipes. But we're going with a lemongrass chicken tonight, and I'm really excited. I found a new product at the store that I've never used before, so I'm excited to try that out and see how that adds to this dish. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, the chicken breast these days, are getting like ridiculously massive. We're not eating chicken anymore. We're eating dinosaurs, I swear. So I'm going to cut this down because this would take absolutely forever to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and fillet the chicken. Really, you should. Okay, let's try. I'm going to try to work away from myself. I have taught myself over the years to go backwards, which is not good. But you really should keep your knife parallel to your cutting board and go sideways. This chicken breast is so huge, so I'm going to try to do it in 3. So that way this will cook up really fast. Okay, guys, I can't. I got to do it the way that I'm comfortable. But really, work away from you. Develop good habits from the beginning. All right. So much better. Oh, that one kind of split in 2, but you know what? I'm not worried about it because we're actually going to be cutting this up into smaller pieces when we are done cooking it. So I'm just feeling again to see if there's any bones in this one. Doesn't seem to be, so we're going to do this. So I'm really excited. I just was looking at the calendar and it dawned on me, I am approaching my 3-year, what I call my 3-year yoga-versary. It's when I started my health journey 3 years ago, April 1st. I started my health journey and I started practicing yoga every single day. So for now, it'll be 3 years coming up. I'm going to tell you a little bit more of that as we go along. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and we're going to season this chicken breast up. So I have paprika, garlic, onion powder, salt, and pepper. So yeah, basically 3 years ago, I was at my worst physical shape that I have been in my adult life, and I was in daily excruciating pain, and I knew something had to change. So I decided to start a yoga practice, and I decided to commit to 15 minutes a day. And that's what I tell people. They're like, how have you stuck with doing yoga for so long without skipping? Like I've never skipped a day. So what I tell them is you have to set realistic, approachable goals for yourself. A lot of times when people start yoga, they say, oh, I'm going to practice, 3 times a week for an hour. And then they have a hard time fitting an hour's practice in their day because, let's be honest, an hour 3 times a week for a lot of adults is a lot to commit to, especially from 0. So starting with a goal that you can keep for yourself is sustainable. So I'm like, I can find 15 minutes each day to practice yoga. Okay, so I'm going to take my hands and rub this in, then I'll flip them over and we'll season the other side. Okay, so I turned on this burner to get this pan hot, and I'm going to put down some avocado oil. And then we do not want to crowd our pan, so I'm going to have to cook these chicken in batches, but because we cut them so thin, they're going to go quick. Listen. You want to hear that sizzle. So I think I can do 3 at a time. So I did get this as an inspiration, and a lot of my subscribers know that I love to find inspiration on the internet. So this is from the blog Pinch of Yum, and this will be my spin on tonight's dinner. So we're gonna go ahead and let this sear, and then we'll flip it over. Okay, so now that it's starting to get color on this side, we're going to flip these over. And I don't care if this is cooked all the way through because I'm going to cut it up and then put it back into the sauce to simmer a little bit. So we just want it to be cooked pretty much almost all the way through, but I'm trying to get some color on the chicken. So let's get a closer look. So you can still see it's very raw there, but that's okay. I'm gonna cook it through, like I said, most of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out to a clean cutting board. And like I said, they're not all the way cooked, but we're okay with that for now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the next batch in. And I did go ahead and lower my temperature down to medium right now because my skillet was getting a little too hot. So I'm just gonna watch that and make sure that we don't overheat it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more oil even because it's starting to dry out. Ah, this is almost empty. Oh, there is some more. These jars are pretty, but they don't hold very much. I do love them, so I can put a link to them in the description box from Amazon because I just love all my cobalt blue in my kitchen. My favorite color. Okay, the skillet's so hot, these are gonna cook up really fast, like I said, which is good because I gotta get this dinner done and get my kids on to Taekwondo. So also, I just wanna continue on real quick. So sustainable goals and then add on to them. So when I first started, like I said, I was in the worst fitness of my life. And I did 15 minutes of beginner level yoga, restorative. Like, I don't know if you know, there's different levels of different types of yoga. There's restorative, which is really usually just more of a stretching type yoga. And then there's like vinyasa and hatha, there's different types. But when I first started, I was only doing restorative. But I was able to kind of build up through the levels. I was using an app called Down Dog, not sponsored, would love to be. I love the Down Dog app. But I worked my way through. I soon added more minutes to each day, but my goal still has always been from day one, 15 minutes. I've never ever tried to pressure myself into thinking that, oh, I should be doing more. No, my commitment has been 15 minutes a day, and that's what I've stuck with. And that doesn't mean that you can't do more on days when you can fit it in or you feel like doing more, which I did. And as my fitness level improved with yoga, then I started adding in walking because I healed the plantar fasciitis that I was suffering from. And so I got a Fitbit. Well, this one's a Samsung, but originally had a Fitbit. I started adding walking. Now I'm doing cardio and resistance training. And I am in the best physical health that I have ever been in. I'm still on this journey. I still have a long way that I want to get to my fitness goals. Once I started feeling great, I just kept wanting to feel even more better. I'm so excited now about being healthy. I used to be one of those people who hated to work out. Now I love it and look forward to it. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn this off for a second and grab some more oil. Well, do I have enough in here? Yeah, actually, I think I have enough in here. There's still a little bit pooling here at the bottom, but I don't want to burn my ginger, which is the next thing we're about to add. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because the skillet's very hot. So I keep my ginger frozen in the freezer, obviously. And for dishes like this, it's so easy to just grate in some ginger right into your pan and then put this back in the freezer and it'll keep for 6 months or so. So I'm going to grate up a couple tablespoons and then be right back. Not a couple tablespoons, like maybe a tablespoon. Oh, I'm still filming. Okay. So I've got about a tablespoon of ginger and I didn't clean out my pan because we want those flavor bits. Those flavor bits. And then if you can find this lemongrass squeeze at your store, it's a super convenient product. And I want about 2 tablespoons of it. If you don't, then you can get, if you can get a hold of fresh lemongrass, and I would slice it into big pieces, cook it in the sauce, and then pull out the big pieces because, or if you can grate it, it would be good. And then I'm also gonna take the shortcut tonight and use some squeezed garlic. A tablespoon or so of brown sugar. Y'all, eating healthy, I mean, even just adding a little bit of sugar to your dish does not make it an unhealthy dish. Eating healthy can taste really good. And if you follow me on Instagram, also at Dit.Dot, I have been posting so many healthy dishes that I eat, that I post every day because, you know, obviously I'm only posting about two videos a week on the YouTube channel, but on Instagram, I post pretty much every day. So this is the new product that I don't think I've ever used. If I have, it's been a very long time. So I use coconut milk all the time, but this is coconut cream. It's unsweetened and it should be nice, thick and creamy. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put it in here, and then we're going to go ahead and turn this back up to low because I don't want it to burn, and kind of work it in. I'm going to use the whole can. Ah, there. I was like, there should be some liquid in it at the bottom there. There's the liquid. Oh my gosh. This is going to be amazing. Cannot wait to taste this. So I'm going to go ahead and work this all in together. Let me show you what it's looking like. Break up that thick coconut cream. So it just smells, guys. Oh my gosh, the smells in here are amazing. Okay, and then I'm also going to add a splash of some lime juice. While this is kind of simmering and melting and coming together, making itself a yummy sauce, which we'll taste here in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and dice up this kind of, I want to like rough dice chop shred. Like I don't want it to necessarily be pretty. I'm going to wash the knife that I used up earlier by hand and use that knife real quick. See, it's still raw, but that's okay because I want it to cook in the sauce a little bit and get some of the flavor from the coconut to kind of finish cooking this chicken. So you can see I'm just kind of rough chopping, not being pretty about it. I want a kind of rustic feel to this dish. I think the original recipe, she cooked it with some zucchini, which I had intended to, but this is the end of my grocery week and I guess I didn't reserve any zucchini for the week, and I have half of the zucchini left in my veggie drawer. That's looking really sad. So instead, I'm roasting some broccoli behind me in my toaster oven. It's one of our go-to vegetables is roasted broccoli at this house. And so that'll be good. But I think zucchini and even some like mushrooms would be really good in this. I thought about wilting some spinach, which I do have and need to use it up, but I decided not to this time. Okay, we got lots of chicken here. We're gonna put it here in the sauce. Let me put this by the sink. First off, I want to taste this sauce to see if I need to add any more of the ingredients. Oh, that is so good. It's like sweet in a subtly sweet way. I think I want a little bit more lime juice and a little bit of salt. Now, the original recipe had jalapeno, and I think that would be amazing in this dish, but y'all know my family does not like spicy food, so I always leave the spicy stuff out and add it to my dish if I want it. Okay, let's try this again. Just need a little bit of salt, pepper. Yeah, that hits the spot. Oh my gosh, it's so good. All right, let's get this chicken in. Uh-oh, chicken overboard. And then I've also got rice going in my Instapot. Okay, take a look. Oh my gosh, so good, guys. I'm whispering because I don't know, it just needs to like be like just this happy place. All right, so I'm gonna simmer this on low because we do not want your chicken to come up to a boil. Boiled chicken turns tough. So So I just want to simmer this until it cooks all the way through, and then I'll plate up and we'll give it a final taste test. And then I also want to mention a yoga competition that I'm in and could use your help with. So I got it all plated up, and I ended up putting some spinach in the bowl just because I was like, I really do need to use up the spinach, and I like it fresh like this. And then I added some sesame seeds on top. And if you had a fresh lime that you could cut and squeeze up on top, that would be a really nice finishing touch, or to add some fresh jalapenos or other peppers like that. I'm gonna taste it just like this. Looks amazing. I poured in a bunch of the sauce to soak up into the rice. So I'm gonna get a taste of this chicken. This completely transports me to a Thai restaurant. I swear I've had this dish at a Thai restaurant before. It is so good. Definitely make this. I'm so excited. I love Thai food. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much. And if you are inspired by my yoga story, I'm actually in a yoga competition where I get a chance to use the platform to share about my story. I'm also working on spreading the word about how yoga is for every body, not just for people who are already slim or fit. And so I will put a link in the description box below. And if you'd like to vote for me, please do. I would appreciate it. Before we go, I want to tell you I've loved having leftovers of this. I have used it as a wrap, a bowl, and a salad for lunch for the last couple of days. So highly recommend y'all making this dinner. I would love to hear your thoughts about this dish and your fitness journeys if you're on one. I will see you on the next video. Bye.